In this lesson, I'm going to show you how you can add parameters to your URLs, to the URLs in your app. A lot of times, you'll want to add parameters to your URL when you want to pass some information to that controller. For example, if I'm creating a new entry, I'm obviously not passing anything, but if I'm editing an existing entry, I might want to pass, say, an identifier for that entry so that the form can show the details of that particular entry. That's just one example. Adding parameters to your Angular routes is extremely easy. You create the routes in the same manner as we did before. Say I want to have a route that's expenses/edit, and then I want to have the ID of my entry. For example, if the ID is 100, I want to have something like 100 in here. I'm going to call this parameter ID. You can call your parameters however you want, and you can have, of course, more than one parameter. So I could have ID and then, category or something else. I'm going to specify now the template URL and controller, which will be the exact same ones that I'm using for creating new entries. Now, in that controller, how can we access the value of this parameter? We want to be able to access it in here so that we could, for instance, read something from our data, from our listing of elements, or if we wanted to show that on the screen, we need to add another dependency to our controller. That dependency is called route params, and it comes with the ng-route module. We add the string name of this dependency in here, and we also add the variable in here, which is the one that we'll use inside of our application. Remember that we entered the names in both as a string and the variable, because if we were running a minification algorithm, variable names will be changed to say A, B, C, or X, Y, Z. By putting it with the string name, the application will know which service it's referring to, which dependency, what we're talking about. If you just type X in here, it'll never know that we're talking about route params. That's where we also enter the string values. That's just how Angular works. Once you've defined this, you can get access to all of the URL parameters that were passed for this route. Let's show the ID in here. That's plus sign. This one is called ID, so we'll do .id. If it was called, name, we would write .name. Let's give this a try. Expenses, edit 100. The world is round, ID 1000. We put 1000 here. That was in our expense form.html page, which basically shows this text. So it's extremely easy, as you can see, to add your custom parameters, and you can easily add more logic in here and have different things happening, whether if this parameter is present or not, or whether what the value is. In this case, I can also enter string. It'll also show me the string because we haven't specified that any kind of validation, but you could have that in place. You could implement that sort of things if you so wanted.